All right, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Why does wealthy people pay less taxes than the average middle class worker? And are you unknowingly paying a mindset tax every single year? And what's costing you more, the IRS or what you don't know? You see, those questions give us the same answer. Something that I know, I talk about, but was cemented after I had a conversation today with the individual that is growing his real estate portfolio. Stop that, start that. And that got cemented today as I teach this method, but it's good to see it in actuality on a large scale. Before we get started, as always, though, like, subscribe, share to our channel. In real life, I'm a certified financial planner. On these social media airways, we're giving you great information with our Wealth Accelerator, the pathway of financial freedom and growth. As you see the website. Also, you can join our webinar, the Wealth Accelerator webinar. Click that link and see how we empowering people and see how the principles we teach to business owners, W-2 employees, retirees, help you scale your finances. You ready to talk about this mindset tax, how we can get away with it and stop that, start that. You ready to talk about the mindset tax and how one person used that to his advantage? In beautiful Pittsburgh, y'all see the view behind me. Lego. Pittsburgh. So I'm here on business, doing a couple real estate deals, finalizing some with some of my college friends that we now partner in a real estate group, which is pretty cool. And also looking at some of the deals I did from the past virtually and how they turned out great. But we want to talk about the mindset tax. You see, it is a tax on your mind if we are doing the wrong thing taxation wise. And the wrong thing is selling high and buying low. See, that is the worst decision we can make financially. And we're going to give you a real world example on a larger scale. Here in beautiful Pittsburgh, they have a tech company that's buying up everything downtown. And that tech company is Google. Google has 2 blocks worth, and they are right now in construction to have a bridge cover 4 different streets. Right now, 2 streets are completed, and they're working on number 3. So in their offices, their big campus, one of the largest campuses here in America, is actually in Pittsburgh. I didn't know that until I got here. So it's a way for individuals to stay indoors. It is cold in Pittsburgh. Florida, man, it's cold, believe you me. So a person I was able to meet, talk to, pick their brain because the relationship I have with my business partner has a warehouse in the same district where Google is buying up everything. He got approached to sell that warehouse for, let's say, $3 million. It's more, but let's just use that as an example. For $3 million, he was approached by Google to sell that warehouse. And he could have did 2 different things. He could have used that mindset tax and say, you know what? Buy low, sell high. It's paid off. I bought it for a low price. Let me just sell it, go through the sunset, do something else, but don't have to worry about the warehouse anymore. That's a mindset tax, right? That is short-term thinking for a long-term solution that is not your problem. Again, the mindset tax, short-term thinking for a long-term solution that is not your problem. The problem is Google's, not yours. They want you, in this case, him, to be the solution to their problem. You see, in business right now, your clients have a problem, and you're the one that should be the solution to that problem. But for whatever shape, form, or fashion, you are not presenting yourself as that solution. So he did not use the wealth. Stop that. He did not use the mindset tax as a detriment. He said, you know what? Let's see how this goes. Because if I do an appraisal, it costs me money. Yeah, Google, do an appraisal. Do 3 of them, because typically you want to have 3 different appraisals. You guys got the money. If you're interested, do the appraisal. Let's see what it says and comes back. Because we can't negotiate fair. If you say one number, I might think it's more, I might think it's less. It could be fair negotiation. So Google, the power players that they are, they had 3 different companies do that appraisal. And those appraisals, he got to keep. After looking at the appraisals, he said, well, a few things is going to happen. Number 1, I sell the property. If I sell the property for $3 million, capital gains tax, because he bought it, low cost basis, y'all. It's going to be about, when it's all said and done, $1 million in taxes. Capital gains, it does not count towards his income, but it is a tax he has to pay. So $3 million he gets, but he pockets $2 million. So again, short-term answer, long-term solution. You're not the problem. He did the math. If I get in my pocket $2 million after taxes, how long is it going to take for me to get my $3 million back? Well, being conservative, it's going to take about 5 years, right? To, 50% in the stock market. Other things might make more money quicker, but conservative, 50%. So now 5 years from now, my $2 million I got after taxes turns into $3 million. I'm back at square one 5 years later. 5 years later, because Google doing what they're doing, they're not going to stop building if I'm in the picture or not, if I have the building or not. But let's say they do get the building. In 5 years, that building won't be $3 million no more. It'll be $6 million. Double per his calculations, per the appraisals, because he got 3 different appraisals. So if I keep the property for 5 years, I have $6 million. But if I sell the property for that instant gratification, solving their problem and me being a solution for their problem, I, in 5 years, don't have $6 million. I have $3 million, because I sold it for 3. I paid $1 million in taxes. That $2 million turns to $3 million in 5 years. The math ain't mathing, y'all. The math's not mathing. So that was option number 1. Or option number 2 was, let me use the wealth accelerator. Now, he's not part of the program. Hopefully he will be one day. But let me use the wealth accelerator, the pathway to financial freedom and growth, mindset-wise, because borrowing is always better than selling and buying. So he said, I have these appraisals now. It says my property's worth $3 million collectively, one a little bit higher, one a little bit lower. Let me go ahead and borrow. Because when you borrow against something, you can borrow in between 60 to 80% of the value. Borrow on $3 million, 60%. Guess what? Oh my goodness, that is the same $2 million. So the same $2 million he was going to receive in cash by selling after taxes, he gets that same $2 million by borrowing from his own building. And guess what happens after that? Well, of course, he's going to invest it. And it allowed him to now be diversified because that $3 million pot all being in the building, you never know what happens. So he puts some in the stock market, some in real estate, and then some in other businesses. Now he's able to use the money without paying taxes, spread out his investment risk. Diversification, past performance does not equal future results, but it is diversification. And what happens? What that did was allowed him to put more things in motion, more situations, more relationships, more individuals he's able to talk to, engage with business-wise, help, and be helped. Option 1 or option 2 is better. Well, of course, he picked option 2, and because of that, 5 years later, those investments he did in the market, $2.5 million. Started with $750,000. Now, yes, the market has went up in 5 years, and he did some aggressive stuff as well. But that part alone is almost as much he would have got if he did the $2 million in sale and invest the rest. His real estate portfolio, 25 doors now. He had 3. 5 years later, 25 doors, over 25 million asset-wise, not liability because assets minus liabilities, but asset-wise with a cash flow of over $200,000 a month. Let's do the math there. Stop that. Start that with a cash flow of over $200,000 a year. Assets appreciating with the real estate and the rental income of $200,000. Guess what he is doing? Using that to pay the mortgage after the refi. The dividends from his stock, he can easily take that out and pay down the mortgage as well to get it paid off quicker. But since he has it structured properly, the Wealth Accelerator program we talk about, since he has it structured properly, guess what? The interest he's paying on that refi, it's a tax write-off. So he's able to reinvest his stock money and have compounding interest. And the businesses that he invested in, well, they haven't made him any money. They have lost him money, actually. That is why diversification is the key. Because if you put all the money in those businesses, all $2 million, because he diversified a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, it spread out his risk. Also, he has learned valuable lessons in losing money. See, it is the old adage, you learn more in defeat than what you do with a win. Let's repeat that. You learn more in defeat than what you do for a win. Coaches always say they want to have the best game possible and lose if they can. They don't want to win every single game. Bill Belichick was so scared of his Patriots playing the Giants in the Super Bowl because they eat by every game. Now, yes, coaches want to win, but if they had their chance, if it didn't count, but they could teach a valuable lesson, they would rather take the L. But of course, from a standing standpoint, it hurts. But all coaches, they want to have that defeat because you can coach harder. Psychologically, if you win, it's okay. If you lose, we need to work on things. So by him taking those losses in business, he found himself getting more experience because he's been winning. Stiff-armed like the Heisman. When Pittsburgh is a Heisman Trophy player who plays for the Steelers, I don't care, but stiff-arm. Google. That $2 million, that was a win because his building has gone up in value. doing the real estate deals, getting $200,000 a year of income to pay that loan while his 25 doors are appreciating. That's a win. His investments in the stock market tripling, doing 3x when the stock market's done 2x over the past 5 years. That's a win. So if he had nothing but wins, he may have thought that his you know what don't stink. And he may have did a bad business deal because of the wins. Like the president says, all we do is winning. The tariffs aren't winning, but because of that loss, it had him grounded. Look at the situation. Look how he can improve. And he himself said he is better in business because of those losses he is currently capturing right now. And from a tax standpoint, you know what? Yeah, we're losing money, but those losses can be looked at as a tax write-off because his business is structured properly. Before he did anything, stiff arming Google, doing the stock market investments, doing the extra real estate, doing the business, he had things structured properly. Then he had a strategy in place, and the speed that he did it equals wealth. The SSS strategy. Sorry, the SSS equals wealth equation. Structure, strategy, speed. So him having a, stop that. So him not having a tax mindset, right? Stop that. Start that. By him not having that mindset tax, right? Look, stop that. Start that. So by him not having that mindset tax, him looking at something short term, a long-term problem, and he not being Google's solution, allowed him to be in a way better place financially than what he would have been. Are you in that situation right now? Are you seeing something short term and you have a long-term problem and you think it's a solution that involves the mindset tax? Doing something that's going to hurt you financially down the road for the short-term dilemma? If so, take a step back. Go to our webinar, the Wealth Accelerator webinar. Go to our website, get coached, join our coaching program, our bi-weekly calls. Find ways through community and coaching from a certified financial planner to stop yourself from making that decision that will hurt in the long haul. Again, so stop what I said again. So, great information, the mindset tax, throw it in the ocean. Well, that's a river, not an ocean, it's a river. You know, Three Rivers, right? Like the old Three River Stadium, you know, old school. I'm in my 40s. I remember it being Three River Stadium, but Three Rivers combined right there in Pittsburgh. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. The mindset tax. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. And rest in peace, Left Eye. But this is great information. Take it, use it, apply it, and implement it. And join us in the Wealth Accelerator webinar or Wealth Accelerator website and coaching program where we can help you grow your finances. So like, subscribe, share our channel. As always, love is love. Let's make some painful or painless profits together, y'all. Peace.